Hey guys, Dote here. I decided to play one solo game on each map. Goblin Caves has the new rework, and it's still my favorite map, but I was trying to give the other one some love too. So I put together a tank bard set, and off we went. By tank bard, I basically just mean I stacked as much vigor, strength, health, and PDR as I could, and I ignored everything else. My first game was in the ice caves. I got the loot pile, and then I started to head out toward an exit, and I was just sort of messing around with the new lantern shield. I still really love this weapon, and a warlock showed up, and I thought he was going to try to fight me, so I tried to meet him to fight him, and instead he was just trying to take my exit, and I already looted the gold pile, so I just decided I would take it from him. The second game in Crypts, absolutely nothing happened, other than when I ran into this ranger here. Tank bard is Hulk, tank bard, no take damage. So I know this guy isn't geared the best, but we are in post 300 lobbies here, and he hit me twice, and it did a total of 33 out of my 153 health. Tank bard. I promise I'm not memeing, it's really strong. Give it a try if you want to do something new with your bard. Right, and then the game that we were all waiting for, I loaded into Goblin Caves, and I was just sort of standing here, and this barbarian came over. I was going to emote at him, but instead he just inspected me, so I decided to do it back. He has a really good necklace, really good boots. So one of the big problems that I'm having with this guy is that he has 316 move speed, and Savage Roar, and Rage. I'm only at 300 move speed in the build that I'm running, but I do have more PDR and we have the same amount of health. So basically my entire thought is he needs to use Savage Roar, I need to kite that, and then we can fight. If the fight doesn't work out exactly like I just said right there, I'm gonna lose. He's gonna win if I have to fight him while Savage Roar is active. Anyway, I want to run into this guy naturally, and I want to fight the bosses because I haven't really done too much of that in a while, so I wanted to double boss and see how that felt with the new Goblin Caves rework. Because of the fact that you're always going to be able to loot from both gold piles, as long as you do it in a timely manner, you should be fine. The only problem is that this is basically where everyone's going to want to go unless they're ratting, so there will be fights there. But in this game there's only one guy, so it should be a pretty good test just to see if I wanted to loot both gold piles, how much damage I'm going to take. I only ended up looting from one, but looting both is definitely an option, especially since I don't really have the best build for bossing right here. This is 100% a PvP build. If you're wanting to build to take down bosses as fast as possible, you'd have a lantern instead of a shield, and that would have weapon damage, physical power, and other things like that on it. You would also have a lot more dexterity and more strength rather than the vigor that I'm wearing, and then move speed just to be able to get away from other players. All right, time to talk about the game now. We are only 2 quadrants away from Cyclops, and so I'm deciding to head there first. It should be pretty quick. I should only need to go through 2 doors. 3 if you count the Cyclops room door itself, and we should be there. Alright, and usually about this point into running to Cyclops, I take off my chest piece. We aren't losing as much move speed wearing the heavy gambeson anymore, but we are still losing 11, and that's fairly significant for running through all the mobs. You can do it with the chest piece on it. I just like to know for sure that I can open up the door before I get hit by anything. Alright, and now we have to just heal up a little bit of our missing health, rebuff, and we'll be good to take down Cyclops. Cyclops isn't too hard once you get the mechanics down, so we're just basically going to circle right around him. A few of his attacks, like his arm swing, we're just going to jump backwards so it doesn't hit us. Everything else is just circle right. When he uses Petrify, his eye will glow and he'll turn you to stone. You just need to make sure that you get to his side, and as soon as he does the animation, you can start attacking him again. He has a reckless charge. I'm not 100% sure if he did it in this fight or not, but if he did, you'll see me jump the first 2 attacks and duck the 3rd one. And he also has a stomp. Usually he does this after rockfall if you have enough damage. With the stomp, you just need to get away from him. If you're too close, you die. If you're not close enough to die, you won't take any damage, but you'll be slowed. That's not a huge deal. Just make sure you get at least that far away. And for his rockfall phase, after he slams the ground the very first time, You're going to wait roughly 1 second before you jump crouch. Every other slam is going to be a half second. You have to do DPS during this phase. If you don't, he will never leave the phase. Also, if you're wearing gear, he cycles through the phases a whole lot quicker. After 3 rock falls, the boss is basically done. Before each rock fall, he will do a petrify. So if you have enough damage, he'll start doing those back to back. The door's open and the barbarian's here. I have 2 choices. My first choice is I could just continue to do the boss. My second choice is after his next attack, I could open the door and walk out and reset it. I decided to go with the first option and stick with the Cyclops because I knew that I wanted to go to Cave Troll after, and there's only one more rockfall phase and I didn't want to have to start completely over. So hopefully I play the fight right. The Cyclops did his stomp and I had to back away from it and the barbarian started to push in. I didn't know how confident this guy was with it, but I knew that he wanted to kill me and I wanted to use the Cyclops as a cushion because I know that I can dodge the attacks. I didn't know if this guy could. And he let his hatred for me get in the way of surviving. Full honesty, I was laughing out loud as soon as I heard the thump. Well, no one else is in this lobby. Time to go to Cave Troll. I didn't care about my other buffs here because I'm not planning to stop or fight anything. I'm just full running from Cyclops to Cave Troll. So I just use Rousing Rhythms for the added agility and resourcefulness to open doors, and Beats of Alacrity to get the bonus move speed. And that elevator there comes down and up at specific times. I haven't figured out the specific times yet, but it is just one exit that you could just sit here and wait for if you need it. Alright, and Cave Troll is a lot less mechanical than Cyclops. There's 2 strats. One of them is to circle right. I don't know that one as well, so I circle left. Doesn't really matter which one you learn. Whatever one you're more comfortable with, go for it. When circling left, if he does a side swing, you should be able to attack his arm twice. If he does his club slam forward, you can attack his head twice. And if he does his fist slam down, you can attack his head 3 times. Other than that, when he grabs his hammer with 2 hands, you get away and then you get back into range. If you get too far away from him, he's gonna scream. And if you don't get to his side when he screams, he's gonna slow you and then charge at you. If that happens, try as much as you can to not let that happen. But if it does, put your weapons away, walk backward, not with S, walk backward with A or D, and jump as soon as he swings. There's a chance you'll survive it. There's a chance you'll die. More often than not, if you do exactly that, you should be pretty okay though. Long story short, don't get too close, don't get too far, know how many times you can hit him, and that's Cave Troll. And now that both bosses on the map are down, we're able to go into the loot room in the center. There's a chance to have high quality loot there, but more often than not, it's just going to be epic pieces of gear. After that, I'll probably pull from the loot piles a bit, check the marvelous chests, and we're going to get on out of here. I played Harmonic Shield because I was expecting the rockfall phases to start soon, and I don't know if that actually reduces the amount of damage you take, but I was hoping. Apparently I completely skipped this marvelous chest, but I do remember that I get the one over at Cave Troll. So, my bad. And usually from Cave Troll Room, I tend to head over to the Goblin tunnels. It's just 2 rooms away, and there's an escape right there. While I was there, I also noticed that there was a rope in the room next to it. I think it was the spider room, and I almost went there because I hadn't actually taken a rope yet, but that was just going to be more things to clear, and it was going to take more time, and I didn't want to right then. So that'll just be content for another time. Or if not content for another time, at least just something that I can do, because I honestly still haven't ever seen it. And before we get to our exit, since the barbarian was the only other player in this game, we are going to have to clear some goblins to get there. There's going to be a bola right around the corner. Sometimes there's an archer too, and a goblin mage next to the lion's head chest. This one is a nightmare, which is terrifying, but we have to kill it anyway because we're going to aggro it. The goblin mage shoots like a machine gun, but it's very delayed, so as long as you get behind him, you should be fine. And then I fought this other bullet here, and I think I ran past all the other goblins and we just made it out. I did start to open one of the doors that led to a rope because I saw it on the map, but then I decided against it, like I said a little bit earlier. Alright, and here's the gold that we made from the collector. After this, I'm gonna go into my stash and just show the good pieces of gear that we made it out of the game with. Honestly, there's only like 3 things that I feel like are really acceptable to show. Everything else is just kind of alright. And now that we said that, I'm just gonna do my little outro. So if you enjoyed the video, please just give me a comment, like, or subscribe to the channel. Anything and everything helps, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you who do that. Also, I'm gonna link my community Discord down in the description below. Feel free to click that, come by and say hey. And as always, I hope that each and every one of you have a very great day, and I hope to see y'all next time. Peace.